What is up guys, Newlimits here, and today I want to show you the build I have been using to farm Great Rifts 105s consistently under 3 minutes. Leave a like if you enjoyed the build, let me know in the comments what you're using to farm Great Rifts, and let's get right into it. Alright, so before we get started, I just want to say really quickly that I am using the Captain Crimson set because I feel like it just works really nice into this build and it feels better for me. You don't have to go with the Captain Crimson set, you could also just change it up with the Dainty's Binding here on your slot. You could change the Steward's Greaves, for example, for more movement speed when you're using Blood Rush, so you would want, of course, more towards the 100%. And you can then just use Ring of Royal Grandeur in your cube, you will still have the 6 set bonus, and yeah, pretty much you can just play this way too. So this works really well too. I just really like to have that Captain Crimson set in there, but you definitely can. Alright, so before I start going over the skills, I don't have any augments on my gear. I do have some paragons in here, of course, but I only have 12k intelligence, which is really not that crazy. So I believe with this setup, if you have some really good gear, you can definitely clear 108s, maybe even 110s in under 3 minutes. Alright, so for the skills we are using Devour Voracious. Reduces all essence cost by 2% for each corpse consumed for 5 seconds. So this is gonna make it so that we can really spam out our bone spears. We have a lot of essence, we have 660 with that is doubled with the Simulacrum rune. We have 660 essence, which is really nice. We get that because we have plus 20 maximum essence on the side of a cycle, so this is absolutely essential. We also have plus 20 maximum essence on our phylactery. And we have Relina's Shadowhook, which is gonna give us every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%, and both spikes generates 5 additional essence. That doesn't matter because we don't use that, but that is really nice too. And we have a lot of resource cost reduction in our gear with the Captain Crimson set. So damage taken is reduced by your percentage of cost reduction, so you're really tanky too. Your damage dealt is increased by your percentage of cooldown reduction. You get 20 resource cost reduction, 20 cooldown. And we have some resource cost reduction. You can get it on your gloves if you want, you can get it on your shoulders, you can get it in the helm, you can get it on your phylactery. So you can get a lot of resource cost reduction if you want on your gear too, to make you more tanky, and you are able to spam out a lot more of your essence. We're using Blood Rush Molting, leaves a corpse at your original location when used. So when you use your Blood Rush, if you're not really killing anything around you, the corpse will still be devoured and you will still keep your 25 stacks up with your reduced all essence cost. So this is just to keep the devour up all the time, so you have all of the essence cost reduction. Simulacrum, you don't really need a rune because you get every single rune with the Bone Spear set. Simulacrums no longer take damage, gains all runes, and its cooldown is refreshed when you die. While you have a Simulacrum, damage is reduced by 50%, damage you take is split with your Simulacrums. Your Bone Spear deals 10,000% increased damage, Simulacrum gains triple the bonus. So you get all of the runes, which is really nice. We're using Bone Armor Dislocation. Dislocation hits everybody around you and it stuns them for 2 seconds, which is gonna apply your Crisban's Sentence, which is really nice. We're using Aura of Frailty. This is just really easy because you don't really have to do anything, you don't have to apply it. If you're just walking around, stuff will get the curse on them and they will die if they're close by. So you definitely want to make sure that when you are killing an elite, you can teleport forward or Blood Rush forward when he's almost dead, and your Curse of the Frailty will kill him. We're using Bone Spear Crystallization. Each enemy hit has their attack speed reduced by 20% and your attack speed is increased by 3% for 3 seconds, stacking up 10 times. So this is just gonna make your attack speed go really fast and you can pump out a lot of Bone Spears. And because we have quite a lot of resource cost reduction with the Devour and with the Captain Crimson set, we actually pretty much never drop here on the essence. In a normal build, if you don't go for the Captain Crimsons, sometimes if you're a little bit unlucky, you're not really doing your rotations correctly with your Convention of Elements, definitely on the Rift Guardian. It might happen that you run out of essence if you didn't do it correctly. With this build, I would be very surprised if you managed to get all your essence down and not kill the Rift Guardian, or not be able to kill anything anymore in the Greater Rift. I would be very surprised if that happened. So what you want to do with the Bone Spear when you're playing, you just want to throw it out constantly. So you can really spam them out. You want to keep your attack speed high. So even if you don't see enemies, just blood rush forward and just throw Bone Spears wherever you can see. Doesn't really matter, just spam them out. They go really far, so you will pretty much always hit something. For the passives, we are using Overwhelming Essence. Increase your maximum essence by 40. This is for your Relina's Shadow Hook and to be able to spam more. Serration, Bone Spike, Bone Spear, and Bone Spear deal 1% increased damage for every 1.5 yards from you up to a maximum of 20. This is gonna work really nice because you are spamming your Bone Spears out in pretty much every single direction. This will also apply on your Z-Stones. So damage you deal is increased by 13.60% for every 10 yards between you and the enemy hit. Maximum 68%. Well, it depends on what rank, of course, your Z-Stone is. But if you hit something very far away, it's gonna apply your Z-Stone. And it will also apply your passive Serration. So that's really nice. They work really well together. I'm using Final Service because when you're doing these really fast GRs, you probably want to do some gem ups as well. And you don't really want to die because then you lose a gem up. What you could also do is go with Fueled by Death. Consuming a corpse increases your movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds, stacking up 10 times. So you can get 30% movement speed increased if you don't want to have that sheet death. Or you could also go for Spreading Malediction. Receive a 1% damage bonus for each enemy afflicted by one of your curses. You are using the Aura Frailty. So when you're walking around enemies, you will gain some extra percentage damage, which is also really nice. I just like to go for the Final Service, and then we're using Bone Prison, Bone Spear, Bone Spike, and Bone Spirit have 30% chance to trap enemies in a Bone Prison for 3 seconds. This is gonna apply to your Crisbans. You deal 88, you can go to 100% increased damage against slowed enemies, or triple this bonus against enemies afflicted by any of other type of control impairing effects. So that is, the Bone Prison is counted as any other type of control impairing effect, so your damage will be tripled. And 30% is quite often, definitely with the attack speed that we have with the Crystallization rune. So we're proccing that one quite a lot, and we're really taking advantage of the Crisban here. In the cube, we are using Maltoria's Petrified Spike. Bone Spear now costs 40 essence and deals 700% increased damage. Alright, we're using Rosette's Volition. Skeleton Mage gains the effect of the Gift of Death. We don't care about that. You gain 50% damage reduction if your essence is not full. Our essence is gonna be pretty much always almost full, but it's not gonna be completely full. So we are taking advantage of this damage reduction. If you feel like you're tanky enough and you're not really dying at all, you could also change it up for Nemesis Bracers if you want. Shrines and Pylons will spawn an enemy champion, which is really nice. Or you can go for Steward's Grief. You gain 100% increased movement speed for 10 seconds after using Blood Rush. So this is only if you feel like you're tanky enough and just want to go a little bit faster, then this is a really good option for you because you will go way faster this way. So that is definitely an option for you as well. We're using Ring of Royal Grandeur because of course we need to have the 6-piece bonus for the Masquerade of the Burning Carnival, and we need the 6 bonus for the Captain Crimson set. As I said before, if you want, you can also go with the Ring of Royal Grandeur. You can put in the Dainty's Bindings and the Steward's Grief, so you'll still have the 6-piece bonus. And of course this, then you would want to change that up for, if you want a Rosettes, you could also go for the Nemesis Bracers again. So you really have some options here if you would like to go that route. And for the 4th slot, we are using Relina's Shadow Hook. Every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5% and Bone Spike generates 5 additional essence. So this is just really nice for an extra damage boost. With our runes for Simulacrum, because we get all runes, you're gonna get double essence. So you can get up to 660 essence with your Side of the Cycle and with your Phylactery. So you want to make sure that you have those plus 20 maximum essence. And we are using Overwhelming Essence, which is also gonna increase your essence. So that is why we get 660, and it's gonna give you a really nice big damage boost. I will leave a link in the description below so you can go to a D3 planner that I made for this build. You can check out the skills, the passives again, the cube slots, and you can also check the specific gears that you would want. So you can check out the specific gear pieces that you would want to know, and you can see exactly what statistics you want to roll on them or what you are looking for. But you're mainly focusing on damage, so critical chance, critical damage, area damage, they are really nice. What you also could go for is a resource cost reduction, because we are using Captain Crimson set. It's gonna make you tankier, it's gonna make you spam a little bit more, but you definitely want to focus on critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and on area damage. That is like the key point, what you really want to do. So the legendary gems that we are using, we're using the Z Stones of Vengeance. I already talked about this one. We have the Bane of the Trapped. Increase damage against enemies under the effect of control impairing effects by 51.60%. We're using the Bane of the Powerful. Gain 20% increased damage for seconds after killing an elite. Gain 15% increased damage versus elites and take 15% reduced damage from elites. So this is also just a really nice damage multiplier. We are using the Phylactery Lost Time. Your cold skills reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%, so that's basically a slow. In addition, your movement speed is increased by 10% for 5 seconds. So this is really important because we are using the cold crystallization, so we are taking full benefits from this Phylactery. This is also gonna proc our Crisbans, so it's not the triple bonus, but it is the 100% increased damage against slowed enemies. So we always have at the very least a 100% increase if you have the best one, of course. You will always benefit from the first part of the Crisban's sentence with this Phylactery, so that is also a really nice bonus. And your secondary skills deal 390% additional damage while Bone Armor is active, but reduce the remaining duration of Bone Armor. You really want to make sure that your Bone Armor is up all the time. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult because if you are taking damage, you lose your Bone Armor. This is why I also really like the Captain Crimson set, because you're not building any cooldown reduction on your gear. But I feel like sometimes it actually drops off, and with that little bit of extra cooldown that you get, 20 from the set and 5% from your paragons, I feel like it's a lot easier to get this up all the time. And also, of course, if you're using dislocation your bone armor, you will gain damage here, and you will also gain damage from your Crisbans. So that is something that you really need to pay attention to, that this is always active, you're always hitting somebody with it. Even if you're hitting just one person, then, you know, it's gonna mean it's active and you're gonna gain your damage increase, so that's really important. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.